Well, good morning. I've been up since midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. I woke up a little sick because every day I wake up sick because I don't have my medicine for my stomach. And I need to find out what's really wrong, like how bad it really is, the gastritis, because it's bad. Yesterday was terrible. I was like bedridden. That's how bad it was. So I feel better because I had Chinese and I had the vegetable soup. When I woke up, I ate vegetable soup. And I did like studying and shit because my phone was dead. And I was trying to be quiet. And I'll talk about that another time, but I got on here to say Happy Tuesday. Thank God Monday's over, because Mondays are the worst, and I'm a cranky bitch on Mondays, because I don't like Mondays. And Mondays are like my off day, it's like almost like my Sunday, like, especially since Sunday wasn't so great. But actually, it was a lot better than I thought it would be. It didn't start off good. A lot of these days aren't starting off good. And then they end up twisting up, because people here actually give a shit to, like, try at least some effort, to get along. It's actually really nice. It's just hard for me because I'm used to being alone. I'm not used to having company like this. And it's just hard. And people say it's because I'm not on medication, and I don't agree with that, but that's fine. People say a lot of shit that's stupid. Like, for instance, the fact that maybe my sister fucked me over and I'm going through it and I'm stuck backwards right now and I don't want to be. And I gotta sneeze. It's cold. I can't get rid of this cold. I got sick as soon as I got here, and I never get sick. And asthma, I never get asthma. And I'm leaning towards bronchitis. And I'm still smoking, but I can't help it because I can't smoke pot. And I'm a smoker. It helps with my nerves. Can't get fucking Ativan or lorazepam. I don't want a benzo anyways. I don't know. I'm human. Going through a lot. Just found out my friend died. Broke his shit. And I can't find my lighter. It's in the fucking room. It went off. Oh, it's gone anyways. So the point is, today's gonna be better than yesterday. Me and the guy that were fighting yesterday, they were friends, or not getting along, because I don't really like to say fighting, because I don't really fight. I just say, leave me the fuck alone, or I'm over you. Like, I just be done with it. I don't have time to fight. But he was aggravating me yesterday, because I was in a bad mood, and I had just woken up, and I was like, the house was empty, and like, it's just weird. The whole, like, surrogate brothers and sisters kind of crap. Or surrogate family when you don't even, like, you're strangers. It's just hard for me. And it takes time. Especially when you're independent, so extremely independent, used to being alone. And your fucking best friends are major crackhead. Like, my other friend, my homie that, is a connection or whatever, was pissed off bitching about him yesterday. And he keeps telling me, like, to stay away from certain people. And I don't like that either, because you think, like, give me some credit. And, oh, if you mess up, it's going to be because of them. No, it's not. It's going to be because of me. It's my choice to put that thing in my mouth and light it. It's my fucking choice. If I pick up, it's my choice. Nobody else's. It's nobody else's fault. Today marks 15 months. 15 months crack free, 15 months street free, 15 months prostitution free, 15 months fucking my life back. And now really I got my life back because I'm in a good independent living facility. And I'm back at home where I can get around and do things and have all my, like, resources and shit. Where I feel comfortable and safe and everything else. Like, I learned so much living with that cunt. And I can say that because she is. And she's just like my mother, if not worse. But the sad thing about it is I still cry because she is my sister. And I have a little bit of love left. And I didn't know she was that bad of an addict. And it affects me, it affects everybody, it affects the children, and she's getting skinnier, and I don't know if she doesn't even fucking see it, she thinks she's fat, and I feel like the only reason why she's doing all this is because what she told me, like, she always wanted, I mean, I went there, I did that, that's how come I got with Lazaro, and we were supposed to raise our kids together, that was, like, the plan. It was fucking stupid, man. Second degree attempted. He was a habitual offender, and he didn't want to fucking work. He was addict and pimp, and that's why I'm mad, because her fucking boyfriend is a dealer. You know, point blank, whether it's legal or not. And she's basically a legal dealer too because she's a pharmacy tech, but at least she's working for a diabetic company. You know, but it's just like some people just don't ever get it right. Even if they're clean, they don't ever get it right. Like the ones like the dry drunks and shit, you know. And you don't have to work fucking 12 steps to get it right or be part of any or a. My shit's more mental. That's what leads me to the drugs. But really homelessness and hustling because it's part of the lifestyle. Like I was thinking about it yesterday. It was something about to do with like, oh, when I became an escort, that was to run away from my mother at 17 and a half when I got my car. I went to my dad's first. And I was doing a chat line because I finally got freedom and I was working for Publix still and making shit because this is 96. And I ended up getting kicked out of school because I had 3 classes, actually 2 left, economics and English. And I needed 1.5 credits. I had work experience, whatever the fuck, but I had to leave as soon as I got that car so I could like have a life. My mom drove me fucking batshit crazy because she had really bad mental illness. And she wasn't even diagnosed with borderline personality disorder until way later in life. Way later in life. That she already had my fucking kid, which is crazy. How she fucking passed the psychological examination, the clearance, and all that shit to adopt my child. And she had shock treatment and everything because she was rich. That's why. And I was poor on welfare. Sold to the highest bidder. That's my opinion. And she cut me out as soon as she could. Like, I'll never forget leaving Unity Church in my beautiful white skirt and happy and feeling good and standing across from the opposite corner of the block of her property that I was supposed to inherit. I think I believed that shit. I used to talk about it, but I didn't believe it. And wishful thinking. And, because the last thing she said when I was actually allowed to go one Thanksgiving that Alex took me shopping at Target and said, I have $100, you can get whatever you want, which is like a miracle too. And I didn't abuse it because I'm not like that and I feel weird doing that. With him especially because he's my best friend and he didn't have to do that. So takes me to Target. I'm crying in the parking lot saying I'm going to see my kid and I'm scared. My kid doesn't want to see me. He's going to lock himself in the room because her excuse is always like, he doesn't want to see you. And then I thought I lost my other daughter too. Or like my daughter's dead. Like I lost my son. And then all fucking crocodile tears and bullshit. So whatever, like he takes me there. And before he drops me off, we go to the liquor store and buy a pack of Marlboro Red Longs for me and 2 bottles of wine for the house. To take with me. Of course, the wine wasn't good enough because it gives her headaches, and she has to have her Heineken. And we get there, and I'm in a nice conservative outfit, conservative enough at least. It was a dress I found on clearance at Target, and I got some new earrings I liked. They were really pretty. I lost them. They hanged with like a little marble. They were expensive. Actually, I think they were more expensive than a dress. But I said I could get whatever I wanted, and I had some nice shoes too that I lost later on at Jackson. Somebody stole them when I was in the ER. And that was cool too because I had no shoes and some guy that I met that was cute, but he couldn't cheat on his girlfriend, which I'm glad, wasn't trying to like be a homewrecker or nothing. He was cute and he said, girl, no, you got no shoes on. I don't have any shoes. And he was like, you can't be without no shoes. And I don't know what I was wearing or how I was able to be in the library because I think they allow you in the library without shoes. But I was in the library, Golden Glades Library, I believe it was, and I think that's what it was called. I don't know, by Jackson North. It was by an ILF that was co-ed and a lot of fun, but crazy as fuck. And the guy comes in the library and puts these little like fluffy slipper shoes on me, like Cinderella. And it was like, it just meant so much to me. It was like a nice moment. And I didn't even know him. He's a fucking complete stranger. And that shit happens to me all the time. Like these complete strangers that come out of nowhere and help me, But he took me and he got me the stuff. And we got it, I'm in there and visiting visiting thanks and for Thanksgiving, and all she wants to do is drink beer and smoke pot, and it's all about her. And the babies are playing on the ground, and nobody's paying any attention to them except for me. And finally, Harold's at the table while my sister's peeling sweet potatoes, and he's grabbing the sweet potatoes out of the thing raw and eating them because he has the most awesomest appetite ever. And the other one's pretty picky. But that was right. That was when he was good. Now he's spoiled, rotten, and I don't like him. I can say that. It's the truth. He treats me like shit and gets away with it and pretends to love me and tells recently just told me a whole bunch of nasty shit. So I gave it back because if he could give it, he could take it. He's grown, right? He's a man. Shit. The 8-year-old is more mature than he is. And more intelligent and everything. But no, Jaden is the gifted one. God damn it, I hate it. Favoritism in the family sucks. Just like my mom was saying, when her son died, she lost her favorite child. My sister said she told her, "How could you say that to me?" But we knew it all along. Like, is it a surprise? Just like why I couldn't tell her he was dead. I came out and said, "Something's wrong with Eric." Got on the phone, called my dad, and said, "Dad, you gotta come home. Eric's gone. He's dead." I found him. But then, why are they giving you so much attention? He's my son. Because I found him, you dumb bitch, and you moved the body you weren't supposed to. They're detectives. That's their job. It's know-it-all. And she's showing a camera, like, look what I had to put up with. Look at what stuff I was putting up with. Why didn't you do something about it instead of put up with it and film it? Because he was abusing Seroquel. And if you did your research on his medications, because he was his caretaker, after he jumped 4 stories, high on crystal meth, and almost died, rehabilitated himself out of a fucking wheelchair to ride a bicycle, but bitching him all the time because he's making noises in the shower so he can keep his balance still, not paying $10,000 for his feet to get fixed when he's searching for a doctor to do it and finally finds one and dies. My dad was mad about that. She had $90,000. She couldn't give $10,000 for his feet, her favorite child. Not to mention every fucking ounce of goddamn pennies that my sister wasted and that now my son and niece have. Thank you, Jesus. At least they got it. But my brother could still be alive right now if he was actually taking care of property. Nobody checked on him for over 12 fucking hours. I didn't check on him in the morning because I had to go with her stupid ass with my food stamps. She's loaded, but I gotta go give her my fucking food stamps to be a part of her life. And all I wanted was shrimp. So I found a half tray of shrimp ring. There was colossal shrimp for like 11 something at Sam's Club. It has to be Sam's Club. Fucking annoying bitch. I don't give a fuck who cares. I'm glad she's dead. And just like I said before, I'll be dancing the jig on her grave. I just didn't get a chance to. She's cremated, I think. I don't fucking know. I wasn't at the funeral. I wanted to witness that shit. I didn't want to see all my relatives. You think, God, Corinne and you all did me a fucking favor. I would have liked to seen Chris and the baby. I would have liked to seen who else? I don't know. Billy. I've been dying to see Billy. But of course his stupid partner, Richard, wants to kick me out when I go to visit, and then some excuse that my mom told him to or whatever the fuck, and he tells me to grow up, that nobody wants me there. Thanks a lot. And I was clean and looked proper and I wasn't acting up. Just wanted to say hi to my uncle and he happened to be asleep. I was in the area. I was downtown and I was going to start school, sign up for school again, and then I changed my mind because I was homeless. You know, and it was taking too long for them to open this shit. I don't remember how I got there or what time or what the fuck. I just know it was there. So I decided, I got the courage to go buy the property again, only to be rejected and treated like a piece of crap. And I'll never forgive him for that. He was supposed to be my uncle too. That's how long that he's been around. He picked me up when I twisted my ankle, like my hero. You know, working for my uncle, watering the garden and shit. I stepped down on a rock and I couldn't get up back. I couldn't like walk on my foot. So I'm sitting on a ledge and in pain, and he picked me up and carried me in the house. Just like he'd tell me, "You're gonna take your baby and hold him to the nipple," you know. And then I go there and he treats me like that. Like the time I showed up and I'm wearing no shoes because I had none, and my mom promised to let me in, but she wasn't answering the gate. And he passed by on his bicycle. And I said, "She told me I could come." Luckily, that time I wasn't rejected by him, and I was allowed in the house. Probably because I had a lot of pot. And my sister gave me. I went there for clothes and shoes. We had a good time though, and the babies were cute as fuck, and they kept trying to peek at me when I changed my clothes. Um, so yeah, I went to fucking Somerville for one reason, Harold, and I accomplished that. So, so yeah, what's up? And there's just so much people don't know, and I don't know if I'll ever write that book, but or go to school or any of that. But I have goals and an ambition, and I don't. It doesn't have to be equal to anybody else's but mine. It's my life. Now I feel like after making it as far as I did and coming back the way that I did by myself, that I don't have to be so scared anymore about certain things. And I don't have to go with somebody I don't want to go, like fucking Flacco to Clewiston. He was, do you know how hard it was for me for to trust a guy to take me somewhere like that after all the abuse I've been through, including him? I loved him. I thought he was the one. I thought he was my second husband and the one that was going to work like my grandparents. And he betrayed me on so many levels. It's not funny. And he obviously thinks I still care in that sense, but I don't. Just because I wanted to check and see if he would actually say hi to me when I called or texted. I didn't call, I texted. I think I called just to see if it was the right number, and then I texted. So whatever. Fuck him. And his fucking bitch. She's stupid because she's with him. I don't care. Let them be fucking happy and skip to the loo. All I care about is me right now and my future and the people that are close to me that I give a shit about that do something for me. Like this lady that just gave me a fucking diaper. And that I felt bad because I didn't give her enough Chinese last night because I didn't have enough. I'm a nice person. I'm a good person, but I don't like to be that friendly. Because, you know, you give an inch, they take a yard. So I went and I put my tail between her leg and I asked her. And she said, go ahead, get one. Probably because she can relate. It sucks. I have light bladder leakage, whatever. I cough and I fucking pee. I sneeze and I pee. But not all the time. I'm sick right now. This cold's kicking my ass. And I gotta do Social Security tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. I'm nervous, but not nervous about going there. I'm nervous about being around the people. I don't have earphones. I'm disabled. I have mental illness. And I don't like people. Not that I hate people, but a lot of people, like this whole social distancing shit in COVID, actually, I think was a good thing. And look at me, I got sick. And it has to be because I finally got out of the house and it was around people, too many people. And it was really dirty and gross, like the train station and shit and the bus. The last bus was like brand new, but the bathroom was still gross. And I didn't even know how to flush that shit. And when I tried to flush it, they go down. I said, fuck it. Because I was grossed the fuck out. There was no soap, you know, like no hand sanitizer, nothing. And I had to go poop. And it held my urine forever. Like I went to the bathroom twice in 3 buses. Like one bus, when I'm going back, some lady blocks me. There was like we were stopped at a stop and people got off. And she's like, where are you going? And I felt like telling her, like, what the fuck, bitch, get out of my way. Like, who the fuck are you? Like, what are you, like, security? She was one of the fucking passengers. Another fat bitch or whatever. But the people looked really bad. Like, the people that were getting on there, like, they had, like, fucking plastic bags like, they looked like they were fucking homeless, struggling, like, you know, not to judge, but I said, let me maintain my composure. I don't want to get killed over here or kicked off the bus. So whatever I said, I'm going to the bathroom. You're like, what the fuck? Get out of my way. And I was afraid I wouldn't fit in the bathroom. I had to pee. So I did it. And just like I fucking made it home, right? PTSD is hard. And trauma's hard. I'm a rape survivor. I can't remember how many. And I'm an ex-sex worker. You think I want to care about a relationship right now and love? No, not even a little bit. And I don't want to do oral to anybody. I'm bisexual. But I consider myself straight. I haven't been with a girl in like over 20 fucking years. I'm kind of traumatized by my ex-husband's baby mama. But it's a long story, but I don't want to get into that. It's gross and I don't remember it either. if you had the shit in my head, you'd want to kill yourself too. But I don't want to kill myself anymore. That's the thing. The last time I committed suicide or attempted it, I was 2018 and it was over Flacco and also because I wanted to be with my brother. And I was stuck in Millennium with fucking birth on Kenny Filia. Fuck. That caused anybody to fucking slit their wrist. And they kept sticking me in these houses that they knew the bitches were gonna bully me. You know, like common sense would have told you that. And I'm in the room with this lady, and she's telling her daughter to whip the autistic son because he was humping the walls at school. And I didn't agree with that because I don't. In my family, like we're trying to break the cycle of abuse. Supposedly, at least that's what my sister says. But she's like ass backwards, and her baby daddy, I think, is a better parent if he was present at least as much as he should be. So, but he took over for Jaden, and he's not even his real father. He's just the only father Jaden knows. So, um, I had to lay there one day because I was tired in my bed and I didn't want to move, and listen to the kid screaming and crying as she got whipped for it felt like 5 minutes, like the worst fucking 5 minutes of my life. And I didn't say shit, but she could see it in my face because she knew already, and that's when I stopped being her friend. And she like was on the asthma machine and smoked cigarettes and tricking with the fucking guy and his wife lives with him in the back, all this stupid shit. So she goes, I know you don't like it, but it has to be done. So I'm talking to the house phone one day because we're like bonding, walking, and I told her, I don't understand you guys. Like, what are you laughing about? The music or me?
No, I'm messing with you.
What'd you say?
I'm messing with you.
Oh, thanks. It's lit, but thanks. My wine went out and I feel like getting my lighter. So that's the one that me and him we clashed because we're the same fucking sign. I don't know too many Aquariuses, and he's January Aquarius. I'm February Aquarius. There's a little bit of a difference, plus we're male, female. We either like get along really good or want to kill each other. So, anyways, I got a white one, and another one. He keeps giving me cigarettes, but I hooked him up too. So, anyways, point is, this is my theory. You know, like you guys were slaves and you got whooped. Why would you repeat that behavior? That's what I said to Gwen. I said that doesn't make no sense to me. Get a switch off the tree, or belt, whatever the fuck. We got whipped with a belt growing up, but we got beat the fuck out of, not just whipped with a belt. My mom was psycho. Come in the room and just for whatever stupid reason, hair up her ass. Like, or one day my sister and brother like maybe 8 and 9, and she stood him up and said, "Who did it? Who did it? Who did it wrong? Tell me, Vanessa. Tell me, Vanessa." I was like, "Wouldn't tell her. If you don't tell me, I'm gonna beat both of them or whatever the fuck." And I kept saying no, and I don't know, or I don't. You're lying. You're lying. Okay, fine. I'm gonna bash their heads together if you don't tell me. And I didn't believe her, but at the same time, I kind of did, but I didn't know what to do. And they're looking at me, and they were kind of telling me with their eyes, "Don't tell her." And I don't think they even believed she was gonna do it, and she did it. She fucking took their heads and bashed them together. And that's the kind of shit my dad didn't see and didn't know about. Just like we did all the chores, when I did. Like when I was babysitting, like my stupid ass uncle, I'm gonna say it again because I said it before. Yes, I fucking babysitted. You don't fucking remember? Well, maybe because you're on crack and alcohol. You're still a jerk. even though you're clean. 20 plus years, Mr. NA. Yeah, you need to be Mr. NA because you're an asshole. So ask my father. No, I'm just kidding. It's his brother. They don't get along very well. They're not close. They're not close. And that's Byron's fault. Byron Fletcher, Vietnam vet, airplane mechanic in Vietnam. Fucking Southern Bell guy. I guess that's what it was called back then. I don't fucking know. Bell South, whatever the fuck it was called. But, Harley man. What else? Too cool for school. Like your own son. But, whatever with that shit. I tried to sell him crack once when he was clean. He told my dad, "This is so dope. Your daughter showed up to sell me crack." Hey, man, I thought I was going to get a good deal. I needed the money. Hey, but they were big, man. I was hooking them up. Fucker. Disowned me. No one would talk to me. But he did come once. He said if I got into rehab off the streets that he would support me. Just like when I got out of the fucking mental hospital and asked him for some cigarettes. I can't support you financially. Yeah, like I'm surprised. But that one time when I went to Millennium, I think it was the first time I was in Millennium. It's like the first or second time. I didn't have no food, and they're bitches about the food. Even though it's for everybody. And I didn't have healthy food, and I eat healthy, believe it or not. This is not normal for me, being obese. But I've always had a hard time with my weight. That's why I turned to bulimia. But I'm not bulimic no more. That's why I can't do buffets. Because I can't eat that much in one sitting. It makes me want to throw up. Just like last night was probably the most I ever ate in one sitting in a long time. That fucking rice was good. We got the special fried rice with shrimp, ham, and chicken. And it was actually really good. Like, I'm going to order from them again. And it didn't make me sick either. Like, right now, I'm not hurting at all. And we got a honey chicken, honey boneless breaded chicken, whatever. They were big pieces, 10 of them. And I gave 2 to some guy. I gave like 3 or 2 to the lady in my room. And my roommate that I invited, which was the only one that was invited, I spent $30.99. I used a $10 coupon and got buy one get free pork egg rolls, and got her a wonton soup and me a fucking Chinese vegetables. Mine was big, hers was smaller, and I didn't even pick the size for the vegetable soup. I picked the size for the wonton soup because I wanted to add like $9 more to get the discount because it was coming out to that price anyways with the taxes and fees. So that's the catch, And you end up actually, it does save you money sometimes, especially if you need the food. Like, you know what I mean? Because, like, getting more isn't always beneficial if it's going to go to waste. And, the deals. And, so yeah, it worked out though. I gave a little bit of soup to a friend because they were like, it was funny. The guys were like, ew, gross, I don't want that. And the guy's like, don't put the broccoli in there. And I don't even want broccoli. I don't like broccoli. That's like my least favorite vegetable, and I love vegetables. I wanted bok choy, but there was no bok choy in it. No wonder it was cheap. Excuse me, but there was carrots and mushrooms and celery. Excuse me, and the broth was delicious, and I have a little bit left in the fridge. That was my breakfast at 1 o'clock in the morning. I slept about 3 hours because I passed out, and we took Theraflu PM because we're all sick. And because I told my roommate, I'm like, the Theraflu's right there. Should I take some? Because I have insomnia. And she's like, what is right there? Give it to me. And we both took some Theraflu, and she was about to go to sleep, but she has her medication too, so it's different. And she likes to sleep. I don't like to sleep that much. So, totally different. She's simple, I'm extravagant. So she says it works better that way, that we like balance each other out, yin yang. She's really nice and pretty, and they're all nice. Everybody here's nice, except there's a few guys that are like, but I'm like that from the get go. So like I said, I don't want to live with no men. If I'm not married, I don't plan on ever getting married again. And then we were talking about like, cause she thinks I'm crazy because I still want a baby, and a lot of people do, but I didn't get my second chance because Flacco killed him. or I killed them. I don't know, but they died, or the fucking pharmaceuticals. I blame the mental health. And then, like, how am I supposed to quit if you're doing it in front of me? It's all around me. Sooner or later, I'm gonna want it because I used to use it for pain, not just emotional pain, but physical pain. And I have a lot of physical pain, not to mention the emotional. That's just irrelevant, really, at this point. And like this right here, my only picture of my son, and that's the last time that I got to hold him or be close to him. Maybe not the actual last day, but as far as like us being cool, and he's 25 now. I don't know who his real father is, but I know who I think it is. Carlos Mason, April 6, 1964. I told him that before. He knows everything, but he knows a lot more than he should, and he learned that at a really young age because all she could say was bad things about me. All the bad, not the good. I don't know if she ever told him any of the good, but I tried to, and he doesn't understand the mental illness. So look, if you look close, little Tasha, that's the Chihuahua that she passed away finally. That I took my mom to Hialeah to my pet shop to get that she paid $300 for, and I was like, yeah, I'll be done, gonna be tough. But she was it worked out. She paid over 1,000 for like her other ones, and I gave my friends the business. She's like, "Ooh, it's so disgusting in here. It's a pet shop, you asshole. It's not a pet supermarket." And like going to a farm, oh my god, it's gross. The farm is gross. Go to a fucking slaughterhouse then. So, you know, so whatever. But that dog, I'm in Citrus, and I was trapped there because they put a restraining order on me, my landlord, because I fucked up this guy's car because we all got in a fight and he swung a bat at my face but didn't hit me. And they dragged me in the tire shop like on my stomach and scraped my knees up and shit. I had a crowbar in my hand, but I didn't use it because I have mental illness and I keep getting in trouble. Like when I had handprints on my neck, thanks Hialeah cops for taking me to fucking Baker Act instead of leaving me in the place and taking fucking asshole Flacco. So, and he was so fucked up and gonna drive, and I was trying to stop him from driving. I smacked his little plate out of his hand with a crack on it, and he's on the floor in the gravel trying to find little pieces of his cooked crack that he can't find. Because he was calling a bitch on the phone. There's a whole bunch of crazy shit that I had to go through. And I'm so happy. I'm like relieved, you know? Thank you, Maranatha Iglesia Bautista. Thank you so much for rescuing me. I used to run to the church because it was right there. And one time, he gave me something to smoke, and I went upstairs, smoked, he came back down and said, I'm going to church. He goes, like that? How you like that? I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm not even high. And I went to church. And then I got nervous on the way there because I'm like, am I high? Like, do I look high? Oh, well, I'm going to church. And I went to church. And they saved me because every time I got locked out of my crib, you know, and didn't have a key for a fucking year, with PTSD living in a fucking warehouse, trusting another dude that was an asshole, and met as a John that could not let me forget that and would tell the cops, I paid her $30. Well, they stuck with me that time, but they still, I think, ended up committing me saying I was depressed. Because I was like took him behind a van to talk to him so he wouldn't like read my mouth or nothing. Because he was already abusive. And I didn't like some of the stuff he would do like while we were intimate. And that's why we were fighting. And he wants to bring up the fact that he paid me $30. He was supposed to pay me $50. I gave him a discount because he had a lot of crack. And he took me to his apartment and was a gentleman. Somewhat. How can he be a gentleman when he's already paying me for sex? Like the gentleman's club. It's no fucking gentleman's club. It's a strip club, goddammit. It's a whorehouse. So yeah, so it's bullshit. It's all bullshit. And I'm over it. I'm clean. And it's not even about being clean, because I didn't always do the things that I did for the drugs. Convenience, maybe, like not being on the street in the hot sun, having at least a couch to sit on, some running water, a refrigerator, a TV. And of course, he wasn't going to move to the house, to the place that OT found, because then I would have some control, and it would be my place too, legitimately, instead of a trap house. I'm so glad I don't have to sleep in a fucking trap house anymore. Just like the tire shop that was ours, supposedly, but it wasn't really mine either. and I agreed to let him be the head of household when even on the paperwork I was, but I'm the disabled idiot like that nobody likes because I was. People like love to hate the one that's doing the right thing. Whether or not I was getting high, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. I never tricked when I was with him until the very end because I had no choice. He wasn't taking care of me, he was cheating on me, so it was over. Bringing bitches in the house, and oh my god, the worst one. What the fuck's her name? Jaylene Hernandez with an autistic kid, and oh, I swear I saw her once, and she's still exactly the same. And I don't ever want to see her again. That's painful because I mean, come on, at least upgrade. But you know, that was the worst experience ever. Like as far as heartbreak, I had shot myself in the hand because I was going to shoot myself in the face because of his abuse, his verbal abuse. He moves the gun and I pulled the trigger. And I say all this because there's got to be other women going through this or people. And the bullet went through my right here. It went through my right here and out here. And look at my hand. I even cut that shit off a month later because I needed to work the shop and everything because I'm like the personal slave, you know? I was a battered wife and I lied about it when DCF came to investigate so that he wouldn't get in trouble. I said, no, it's not true. Because the director, I guess, reported it when I went there crying and I fucking broke down and told her the truth of everything I was going through at Cano Health. Or the other time when I was so paranoid and going through so much shit with all that craziness that was around killers and shit in my crib and waking up to like transactions and you know, fucking can't be a snitch, can't be a snitch, and it's just bullshit after bullshit after bullshit. Horrors up to yin yang in my crib. Panties. Do you know what it is to find underwear and that nasty bitch, the one I mentioned, put her underwear on top of the pizza box? Like who does that? That's disgusting. Or at the very end when I even said it before I found it that I was gonna find him sleeping with her. And I come back to give him food from the fucking cafeteria at the clinic where I was hanging out, basically volunteering without being a volunteer. You know, because they're mostly old people that were my friends. And I come back with the food and they're touching feet like we used to, sleeping next to each other in the van because we were like pretty much evicted and we're squatting. That fucking killed me too. But the first time when I came and found her, after shooting myself, he had just gotten out of jail. The crocodile tears were gone. Crocodile tears were gone. Oh, I don't ever want to hurt you or nothing to happen to you. And I'm like, right. I said, no more girlfriends. And we hugged, and that was it. And he's like, I want to get high. And I'm like, don't do it. You're going to be up 3 days again. And he did it, of course, because, you know, he's a Leo and a god. Not to mention all the cars he fucked up and the boat, the guy wanted to kill him. That was funny watching that shit because he's a pussy running from all the fucking people that want to beat his ass. And so, but it wasn't funny when Juan, I think it was Juan or Jose, I think was his name, the tow truck driver choked him on the floor and early in the morning when he was tired. I was like sticking up for him, you know? Like, oh my God, man, why? Or when he got choked by the cousin of Tony because he touched the shit and he was supposed to again. And I did that once. I got fed up with the bullshit and when I took one and after I'm like high as a kite going all over the place like like spazzing out trying to run because I'm like they're gonna kill me over $10. They're gonna kill me over $10. But he's like, why'd you do that, Vanessa? And he was disappointed, the cousin, but I didn't get hurt. They knew why the fuck I did it. I was living with Flago. So, and besides, they got all my money all the fucking time anyways. I was paying for it. So, and then he wants to beat me up or punch the wall because he hasn't got the rent and he hasn't got the check. But, hello, asshole. You wake up having to have it and all day having to have it and fucking go to sleep having to have it and who was supplying it when you couldn't fucking make a buck and you can't save the money either and do any normal shit. Excuses or whatever. We were hermit crabs, right? No bullshit. Liar. So Um, yeah, one time in the beginning, before it was bad, like really bad, we were having a party. He made a lot of money. Like the we had the dealers next door, and the dealer's like, "Hey man, look, Vanessa, you got a mechanic now." Oh, I miss Juan so much. He's the bomb. I ran into him several times, man, several times, and he was like, and I ran into his partner too, Danielle, at fucking Brown Sub, like, and I ran into Christy, and I miss her too. I just don't remember her last name, and she gave me $1 the second time I ran into her. At nighttime, I was short, and I asked her for $1 or $1.50 or whatever, and she was like the one that didn't fuck my husband. She was the one that was like, ew, like it was so uncomfortable sitting next to him getting high. I'm like, I know, because he wants to fuck you. She's like, I know. He would fuck anything that walked, bro. There was this nasty girl that he met. He was telling chat lines and shit. I don't know. I saw Ashley Madison. That was like the beginning, and I should have left then. And um, she thought she was the shit, and I'm like, ew, you're ugly, bro. He wants to fuck you too. It just got worse and worse, and he would say shit to me too, like bring these girls that were like ratchet and be like that they were so gorgeous and shit, and making me insecure and like question how I looked, and his stupid friend telling me I smelled like cebollas. You try living in a fucking hot ass warehouse with somebody who's not helping you take care of yourself and takes all your money, doesn't take you shopping, doesn't take you on dates, doesn't go anywhere with you, has all the clothes and everything, all the cars, and you're lucky if you get $15 to go do laundry. So that was when the machines, I guess, weren't working or some shit next door, like, and then on top of that, I'm getting screamed at to fucking scrub the floor and et cetera, et cetera. Like the first time he did that to me, I just took a blast, bro, and we had just woken up, so I'm out of it, like, and he's just screaming at me at the top of his lungs to fucking scrub his shoes, and I got nervous as fucking didn't know what to do. And I went downstairs and I put him in the sink. I didn't know what else to do. And tried to scrub his shoes. One time I fucked up a car. And I didn't do it on purpose. Not like when I took the fucking crowbar to his Fox Chevy. That was classic. That was fucking the greatest. I wanted to blow up that shit. But I can't remember the guy's name. Alex, I think was his name. He was cool. But he's a perv. And he was on spice and crack. When he told me he was Catholic, he was cool. Like, I'll get to that story. A lot of them. But he was like, I have 2 years with that motherfucker stories. So he was like, don't do it, Vanessa. You get charged with arson or whatever. And because I had an engine that blew up and all. And I just said, oh, you just stick something in the gas tank and light it up, right? I don't know. And to wild gas. And that would have been really fucked up. I would have been in trouble big time. But he can make bombs in a little bottle with the fucking cut out Pepsi can and some kind of acid. That was fun though. I mean, well, there was good times too. I mean, that's why I stayed. Like barbecue on the grill, and I butterfly the chicken like first try, like perfect, and that was cool. We usually got along when we were by ourselves, but. Or he wasn't fiending, I guess, or horny for another bitch. I don't know, because he screamed at the top of his lungs in front of Nelson. I think Nelson was the guy's name. And Nelson's like, Vanessa, pay attention to what he's saying. He was cool, like a brother to me. And he's screaming at the top of lungs to me in front, like he used to tell me, I can't be mean to you in front of people. And he's screaming that I don't turn him on no more. And he's not attracted to me. Then why are you keeping me? Like, let me go. And he had this other bitch there, I can't remember her name, but she was like one of the better ones. And she would tell me, do you really think I would do it? And yeah, I know you have, but maybe you don't do it no more, or you did it once, or you're tired of him because he's gross. But you're still here, aren't you? And you shouldn't be, like, out overstaying your welcome. Even though I didn't let her and her mother stay stuck in the car when he kicked them out in the hot sun, I let them in. And supposedly she's clean now, I don't know. But she got a job, and she didn't have a job, but she was a spoiled housewife that never had a job. And when I met her, and then she finally got a job waitressing. I found her in a hotel, and I think she left her husband. Hallelujah. Good girl. And she was cool. She told me that she was with Tony and then he had a big one. And I always wondered, because he's cute, he's a little chubby, but he's really sexy. And I always wondered, like, if it was small or big. But he's like, well, because I was an unfulfilled wife, and this one's a good one. It was an unfulfilled wife, and I used to complain about that shit forever. And until I got fulfilled. I don't know who got him to do it or why it happened, but hold on a second, I can't say this right now. I'll get to it, okay? So, anyways, let's talk about another topic before I get to that one. Like Tony's. I prayed for him when he was incarcerated, you know, and like Gordo and his wife had a really bad accident on a scooter, and that was a fun time because I got to go with them to rescue the situation, and I was like a baby getting in the back seat, and they're in the front, and he goes and he gets the scooter, rides off with it, gets it started right away, and takes it wherever we took it, and then I left my Bible in the car, and I was upset because I needed my Bible, but then at the same time, I was like, maybe it was meant to be, and they ended up returning it to me at some point. So, but that was a nice, like, vacation, or, I don't know, he called it a field trip, and, but then, like, screaming at me another morning that, I feel like you're fucking caretaker, I feel like you're fucking caretaker, and I was like, I feel like you're caretaker, you know, because that's all I do. Wash dishes, do laundry, scrub the floor, take care of the people that come to visit, and the only people that are nice to me are actually people that aren't you, or your friends. Because a lot of people would come to see me and he didn't get that because he was too high or too busy working or whatever, you know, or tricking or something. And they were distracting me, trying to make me not sad or not kill myself again, try to kill myself again. And they're like, why are you happy, Vanessa? And I'm like, they're like, because you got food stamps. And I said something, but I don't remember what it was, but then I was like, yeah, we got food, man. We had shrimp and a cooler, and I was going to give those to Chino, but selfish Flogger wanted them. And I didn't even think he ate them. I think they got went in the garbage, and Chino wanted them. I used to make care packages for Chino. Chino was fucking plain. Chino was the Christian. Oh no. I hope I don't run into Chino. I'm sorry, Chino, man. I'm really sorry. I had to have my niggas back. That's what a woman does. Even though he was wrong. And you were right. And I'm sorry for the window. I broke his window he had to put a cardboard up. That's expensive to fix. I broke the guy across the street, but I was losing my marbles at that time. I did a perfect circle with a fucking wrench. And I don't know how to do that. And the guy goes, oh, you broke my window. And I was in psychosis. And it was a perfect circle like in the movies. But anyway, so back to wait, what was I saying about it? Oh, they got in a bad accident. Like somebody's jaw, I think, got messed up or something. I don't remember how bad it was, but they recuperated and they were fine. And I liked his wife. I liked that one. That one. Hey man, a lot of these fuckers are dogs, bro. They got like, how many wives do you got? Which one again? Sorry, I didn't mean to make up your wife, but please, can I have credit? Just like the lady that I can't remember her name, she flashed her boobs for some credit, so I did it too, and I got in trouble. And I'm like, what? She could do it and I can't? Like, didn't you want something? It's not like you're gonna pay for it. I'm having fun, reminiscing how happy I am to be free.
You were one dumb.
No ball and chain, no ball and chain. So yeah, so I can't remember her name. She was the cool one, but the one I liked was Alicia. And when I hooked her up, I felt sorry for her because she was beautiful, and people weren't treating her right. She was like really suicidal. But it starts watching her fucking be intimate with my husband, like cutting his hair and doing his hair when I was supposed to be doing that. And she got my earrings because I didn't want them. And I told her to. I said, I want you to be my girlfriend. And I think you heard, but I don't give a fuck. You're turning me gay, motherfucker. Secure with dick. So, anyways, oh, but he's Dirk Diggler. That's what he used to say this shit all the time, and made me want to smack him even more. You wish. And that's overrated too. So, anyways, back to the unfulfilled wife, because there's people around. Fuck it. I don't want to disturb my roommate, so I'm in the patio. We're all adults here. So finally I got some, like some real action. And he used both entries. And this is embarrassing, I'm shy. And we were together, man. He was supposed to be my husband. Like, we just weren't legally married. And I couldn't stop. It was like multiple like shocks and shit, and I was like shaking on my stomach. I was about to cry, and I'm like, I can't stop. And the next morning when I wake up, fucking, Tino was like, so did you get what you wanted? And then Tony's like, oh, I heard you give your hands to Blanco. And I'm like, oh, shut up. I gave it to Alex too. And I was embarrassed though. I'm embarrassed right now. Hey man, I'm a professional. That's what I used to say to Georgia boy, because he's like, that he told us a girl that was also a professional. Then she was kind of retired, and he told her what I was doing. That I had this regular, and he said I was the freak he always wanted, and he was really rough, and I sucked it up, and I got what I needed, and because I was walking down in the hood, I was in the hood walking, and I'm like tired and wanted to date, so that's when I was off the chain, because I was like, fuck it, Flacco did me wrong, and I'm single, and I'm hurting, and I have no money, and I just got a TGK, so, and it's COVID and shit, I'm like, I'm gonna wall out. And I went a little too far, talk about like cheap crack whore kind of shit. But anyways, I was like walking down the street, and I'm like, pussy and ass, no, pussy and mouth for sale, pussy and mouth for sale. And he walks by, and he's like, what, no ass? And I'm like, no, man, I don't do that. And he talked me into it, and he still, I was like, that's what you're giving me, because it did for shit, not for money. But later, it turned into money, It was less, but it was worth it. It was better that way. Plus, I also stopped doing certain things. I told him I can't handle it more. I fucked my body up. Like, no. And he was black, too. Like, hello. And talk about Dirk Diggler. And there was another one, too, that I don't know how the hell that shit fit. I think it was because I was really high. But, I'm a survivor. I couldn't give up. So, repent. No, but where's my poster, man? I need my Jesus poster that says I saw that. I love that shit. So funny. And there's another one, it's a t-shirt, and he's wearing sunglasses with coffee, and he says, I'm going to tell Dad. I might get that. It's not as corny as the other Jesus ones. So, see, I've had a good life. We had fun at the tire shop, bro, and it was nice. What's his name? I want to say Tito. I can't remember, but he's a good fuck. Oops, is your wife gonna find out? She already knows because you cheat on her. Payback's a bitch. It's his fault. He pursued me. I didn't pursue him. But he's the only one that called me to care about me when my knee was fucked up and I'm freezing. I'm waiting to get into an ILF. And wanted to know if I was okay. And I was in Miami Springs at the gazebo and had just walked to Miami Market because it was warmer. And it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and he gave me a ride to the liquor store in Hialeah where I used to sleep in front of the laundromat on the floor, and the lady would put a blanket over me. So, yeah. Thanks, Flacco, because that was after Flacco. I did all that work. I invested all that money to end up on the street or ditched in a program or abandoned a Walmart. But hey, it is what it is. And there's got to be some good mechanics out there, and good people that like cars, right? They can't all be like losers like him and his family, meaning his circle, because they were, and they wanted to act like I was the bad one. And it was only because I didn't fit in better than them. I wanted to change. I wanted to stay clean. Our goal when we got together was supposed to get a house, and he said I could be in the house all the time, and he could be in the. We were both loners, so he said, because he was different when I met him. He was like fragile, like skinny, and he always was overworked, and he was skinny and sweet and gentle and kind, and he changed into a monster. I saw a glimpse of it one night. Because he gave me a bunch of crack and he asked if my pussy was wet, and I said no. And then he got mad, and I got really nervous, and it was like pacing, and I wanted to smoke a cigarette, and didn't know where to go outside or what to do. And I was like, I thought you were different. You said you were different, and that you loved me. And he said some shit about like him giving me that. Why do you think I gave you so much shit, bitch, or whatever? And I said something like he's acting like Hitler or whatever. I said something. He goes, I am Hitler, bitch. And I just crawled in the bed, put the covers over me, and started crying. And he didn't I'm not giving you no sympathy and da. And I just, next morning was totally different. Like it never happened. But he was psycho like that. I used to say where he was like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Like I had dreams he had a twin brother. And then I started to believe it. It was crazy. Or I used to be paranoid that he was actually my ex-husband's brother, and it was all set up. That's how traumatic those relationships were and how bad they were. They were evil. My Lazaro Gonzalez is evil, or has an really bad evil side. I can't even, I don't see him as a genuinely nice person. I think he's more rotten than good. And that's why he's a registered sex offender and fucked. So he didn't have to be fried in an electric chair like I wanted to watch him burn for the 4 or 5 years he pimped me. So, the tire shop was fun until it wasn't. I liked owning that business, but we didn't own it because it wasn't mine. It was all his because he was a mechanic. What the fuck was I? I was the goddamn custodian. I was everything but a mechanic. The assistant, watch him so the cars don't follow him, hand him tools, help him wash the lights, like pouring the water. Simple things, wash the car with him. Take out trash to the dumpster. I found the cooler in the dumpster. It was a good one that you could plug it into your car or something. It was a name brand. And I think the church, somebody threw it out. It was a nice plaza, all businesses, And I used to get donations from the church and stuff. I don't know if I told the joke that he made, but I'll tell it again. We were talking shit. That it's funny that when they had the stamp on the dollar, I don't know, dollar.com or some shit, track a dollar. And he's like, yeah, I gave $10 to the church, and they gave me everything out of the refrigerator. And I'm like, you're so stupid. You're so fucking stupid, but it's true. And I don't think he really did give $10 to the church because he had me to use the money they gave me for food to give him for his habit, I didn't do it every time, but there was a couple of times because they didn't give me money. And it wasn't like that. And I don't do that. But one time at the end of the service, I'm going to go back to my crib, and one gave me $5 and one gave me another $5, And then, of course, him, doesn't want to use it for McDonald's. And, he finally sticks his head in the fucking church, and I'm thinking he's going to actually come to church, or he needs me, or whatever. And it was only because he needed money for crack. And you have to laugh at it, because if you don't, you're going to get upset, right? Or I was so embarrassed when I told the pastor that maybe he'll fix the toilet, and he hates doing that kind of shit, but I still tried because he's a mechanic, not a handyman. Idiot. Like, what's wrong with, like I was saying, him and my sister make a perfect couple. And I know he finds her more attractive. He likes brown, he prefers brown, shriveled up pussy to pink, beautiful white pussy. And that's fine, I say that because there's a lot of acarosos that look like that, I'm sorry. More so than me. And like Sylvia and Jaylene, like he was picking girls that look nothing like me, you know? And he even had to touch my sister and give her a hit of crack when I wasn't looking. And she's so respectful, right? So fucking respectful. I treated her. She was heartbroken because her man cheated on her, and she synced her phones and saw the video. And she runs away with the kids, and I knew she was going to want to do coke. So I got credit for her against my credit, racking it up to $400 and something. And I had like a whole bunch of different types of weed. And I didn't approve of it, but I didn't. It weren't my kids. She was on my turf. I was supervising. We went to Dollar General and everything. She was stuck like Chuck. I was fine. And, you know, kind of shit. And the babies are crawling all over, and they weren't happy at all. They were happy, like they were happy enough. But I mean, what I'm saying is, like they should have been in bed, and she was giving them cough syrup to put them in bed, and then approve of it. And they still didn't never go to sleep because they were excited. They were with us. And then Flacco wants to make some stupid comment because men suck, you know, like us women have to be perfect. You know, why didn't you watch the fucking children so we could have fun? And he mentions he had to tell somebody, like, how embarrassing is it that he's telling these people, oh, Vanessa and her sister, I saw them. They did line of coke with the babies right there. What the fuck, man? They were her kids. I didn't care. Like, I mean, I cared, but she wasn't listening. I cared about her. She was hurting. She didn't have nobody to watch the kids. And he was working on her van for her for free. But not for free because he's a fucking loser that has to still ask her for $10 when she didn't have no money. Free's free. And he still had to come and hug her to see if he could pick her up. No, his dick was hard. He'd tell me all the time, bro. 2 sisters? Mm. Or the time that I found Bianca, hepatitis C whore. Fucking on my outside, and we had seen her come and cop, and she just looks like kind of innocent, or she did, but she's not. And she was pretty, and I said she was pretty. Oh no, automatically I want to fuck her. And he said something, and she would complain always about the size and shit, like she was a professional, you know. And I told him, I said, yes, she tricks. Of course she tricks. She's coming here, right? Shouldn't have said that either, but not that it mattered. And her girlfriend, because I seen them make it out in the car later on, so I'm assuming it was her girlfriend. And they jump and shit, because Vanessa, oh no, here comes Vanessa, the Virgin Mary. No, I'm just his woman, supposedly. And fucking, so whatever, he's like, look who's here, whatever. And I'm half asleep because I was on Seroquel and I had slept good. Didn't expect it and I was pissed off. And he goes, the lady leaves right away. The girlfriend was decent. She looked respectable. She was darker, you know, like she looked Puerto Rican or Dominican and chunky. The other one was like a more gringa looking, you know, and thin, but she got fat later on and ugly. Either way, it doesn't matter. The point is, that bitch, I invited her into my room, which I normally don't do, but I had to make the best of it. And he was stealing the drugs from the guy that he was supposed to be serving it for, to be with these hoes, and to be lazy and pretend. I used to say that, like, one time I had a panic attack and I thought I was pregnant and I passed out trying to walk to my dad's when we got in another fight and I got locked out. And I was like, called the cops from a bar that I'd done before, and I was like, I'm scared, I have PTSD, I'm an ex-prostitute. And blah, blah, blah. And then I just started walking to my dad's. And it was far from where we lived. And then I passed out because I took the wrong route. If you cut through Medley, it's quicker. So, they come to arrest me. This guy was actually going for nursing. And he found me. He called, and this girl was with him or something. And it was an apartment complex on Okeechobee. and they said they think I had a panic attack, and because they checked my vitals and I was fine, and they talked me into the. I still felt like I might get raped in the goddamn fire truck. They're like, "What?" And it was a chief. He's like, "I'm married, girl," and I tried to do the Lord's Prayer or some shit. They're like, "Oh no, that's the ambulance," because I forgot it because I was so upset and frustrated. And I couldn't stop talking about the fucking fireman. And she's like, she won't stop talking about these damn firemen. It was a D6 engine. and just like the cop, that my favorite cop that would show up, baby, 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 Baker Act me, motherfucker. And so whatever, like there was some good ones. And so I said that before they let me off in the corner because we were trying to figure out what to do, and they tried to get hold of my father, and I'm like, they're like, "Do you have any idea where you met me at?" And I was like, "Yeah, Dunkin' Donuts." He's either at Dunkin' Donuts, and I don't know where else I said because it was it was late at night, I think, early in the morning. So there wasn't too many places he could be, like probably Dunkin' Donuts. So he was either home or Dunkin' Donuts, but he wasn't answering his phone. He turns it off when he sleeps. So they leave me at the corner, and when I go to get off, I'm like, oh, good, because all I want to do is eat my sloppy Joe and go to sleep. I think I gave him I think I made them one sloppy Joe too. I mean, wouldn't you want to have a sloppy Joe at the fire department? It's easy. You gotta have a crock pot. Come on, tell me you guys don't have a crock pot. Thanks a lot for that ride. And not like, I don't know, calling an ambulance, Baker at me or something. And when I got home, Vanessa, you got me in a lot of trouble. Good, bitch. You got yourself in trouble to lock me out again. So, some shit like that. I think that was that time. I don't know which time it was. But or the time that Jaylene got to eat the delicious chicken breast and potato concoction I had in the crock pot because she was there first and he wasn't, and I hadn't left yet, and I had my hand in the cast still. It wasn't like an extra. It was like a split with it wasn't a real cast, but something like it, you know. So whatever, like she told him that she saw me get in the car or some shit, or that I was tricking, from what I'd hear, or he had assumed it. He kicked her out because she was screwing some guy on Cheeto's couch. And he was mad because she used his little special spoon or bowl or some shit, or had some before him. And of course, he needs to be catered to. Serve your goddamn self, bitch. Do a dish. But he's doing it now, you know? And fucking, he was one of those ones like, rah, 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 and then you try to talk and explain yourself and shit. Now, I finally hustled $14 fucking in hours of panhandling. I couldn't come up with nothing, $4, and I finally went up to this guy, and the other warehouse is next to ours, towards 18th Avenue. We were on 16 to 37 in Hialeah, and the guy was going to work, and I probably knew who we were, and he gave me $10. So I had 14, which the next day I gave it all to him, and he told me he fucked Jaylene in all her holes, and that he wasn't giving me none, and I didn't give a fuck. But I was trying the whole fucking day for nothing. Because when I confronted her, and he's like, oh, you want to start some shit? It was his birthday. Of course, she had to be there on his birthday, too. And I got him the cake that said Flaco Mecanico and had little cars, characters on it. And she wanted to steal the fucking car, too, for her kid. And I didn't let her. But I broke the yellow one. I slammed it against the wall of the van, mad one day. Still wasn't broken. But it was kind of cool when I got the cake because I got it early and his mother picked it up. She paid for it. I didn't want her to. I was going to pay my food stamps. It was only $40 at $40 at Publix. And she picked it up because it was easier, you know? And we were in the van and we didn't have candles, but we had a candle. And Nelson was occupying Jaylene, I think, at the time. Or maybe nobody was there. It was just us because that was another occasion. When a guest told you, of course, she fucked your man. You know that. But apparently you all fuck each other's boyfriends and you're both his girls or whatever the fuck at the time. So, but he was to say she was his princess and that I needed to help him because I was the key to finding her or some shit. And it was cute. It was really cute because they're gangster, you know? But they used to beat the shit out of each other too, and she'd have seizures and he'd be like, girl, you're stronger than this girl. You can't snap out of it. And I rescued her from her baby's daddy once because she didn't want to go with him, and he was a nice guy. I felt really bad for him. I don't know how nice he was or not, but he was he was he worked for the public works or some shit. He was a black guy, and she didn't want to go with him, and she wanted to do her thing, and I think he was too straight for her. Meaning wanting her to be on the right track or whatever. And she wasn't too bad either. I took her into the church. I liked her better than Jaylene. And the first time she came over, I wasn't getting dressed up for you, Vanessa. I was getting dressed up because a girl was coming over. And then I was hospital to her too as well. Let her sit on my bed. Didn't know that later on he was gonna lick her nipple in the car and lie about it or some shit and find him examining her pussy while I'm sleeping. And so outside the door I heard some shit and I came out and he's in between her legs. I kicked her out. I said, bitch, get this bitch the fuck out of here. And I was actually friendly with her. So, but I sold her to the bar just like Jaylene. Hey, they wanted it. Teach you how to pimp a nigga. So, Jaylene even admitted to fucking the whole bar. And that's the nasty trash that was on my bed complaining about sucking too much dick, and I'm trying to shove a fucking chocolate muffin down her throat because she had gastric bypass. And she, oh, I wish I was fat again because being skinny is too hard or some shit. And oh, my boyfriend left me, passed out on the corner. Yeah, he got tired of paying for everything, and she was on too much Xanax. She would be like, because she would take too much Xanax, And we make fun of her. We're like, record over. What the fuck is she saying? Yeah, I'm fine though. I just want her to leave. She stole Flaco's SIM card because they were having a lover's quarrel, I guess. And then he's supposed to be my man. And then she's just talking about my daughter. I'm like, I don't fucking even know about my dead daughter. The one that was our first love child that died, and that I felt her butterfly in me and cried myself to sleep when I saw the blood in the fucking toilet. But that's the only I wrote about it, and unless she was one of my stalkers, I don't know. And I'm like, I think you got it wrong. I have a son. And who the fuck are you to mention my son, bitch? God, I used to be like, I want to kill her. I want to kill her. Doing this and want to kill somebody and not be able to. God, I wish murder was legal. I say that all the time, but I do. Anarchy. No, I'm kidding. But seriously, goddamn it, some people do. Like, Jesus Christ, can you please get rid of them? Exterminate the bitch. So, it was so hard, too. I do have psychosis. Not psychosis, but I'm schizoaffective. I have a really bad temper, goddamn. I'm Puerto Rican and Irish, and I don't know. I got a lot of mixtures in my blood. Excuse me. But she was fucking my man, and I had to deal with that shit for so long. Excuse me. They were fooling around with each other, and one time I saw from the window in the next door when we were heating up our dinner, and we're gonna be together. I saw her go in the room when I was pissed because she wasn't supposed to go in the room when I wasn't in there, and not to mention the pictures I found on his phone, and he didn't have no pictures of me, and he didn't even like the fucking videos I made or any of that shit, because I did try, and she went to touch his penis. So when I went in the room, I pulled the pillow off his lap, and he was hard. And he tells me that was for me, that he was going to give it to me. Yeah, what? Think about her, maybe? Stupid ass. I didn't want it. I was so grossed out by him. I didn't want to fuck him no more. And I remember the last time, it was when I was in the program I went through. But I got an hour and 14 minutes of history, but I have 2 years of it. I'm 37. No, wait, I'm 47. I keep telling myself I'm in my 30s. I want to go back to my 30s. My 30s were the best. Huh? 58? I thought you were younger. I thought you were 53. You showed me the wrong birthday? Myself? Making a video? Oh, shit. Did I put it on it? I'll delete it. No, did you get on it? No, go ahead. Okay. Hey, you don't got another cigarette, do you? I'll give it back. Natalie's bringing me a pack of cigarettes later. If you could spare another one. Anyways, I said if you can spare a cigarette, I'll pay you back. Cause Natalie's bringing me a pack. Anyways, back to my storytelling. Where was I? See, like, who could do this? Who could go through what I went through and like not be a little crazy?
No, it ain't.
Um,
Hurt no.
can you or no?
Hurt.
Okay, I'm getting lucky strikes. Um, so back to the chaos that I endured and survived without dying successfully or killing somebody else. And I wanted to really bad. Like they lit the fucking van on fire. I had to leave because I would like take off just to like keep my sanity. And I started panhandling too. That's like I think that's when I started panhandling back then. And like begging. I appreciate you. I won't ask for any more. Regla. Préstame la fofarera, por favor. Bravo conmigo. Oye. Chucky Chucky. She's in a bad mood. Remember, Jesus loves you. Jesucristo. So, she likes that. So, so anyways, what was I saying? I disappeared and I had a roach in my purse and I did that purse, this nice lady that he worked for, she was cool. She had a nice pad too and cool sons. And I got to go with him to that job. And he wasn't too much of an ass, but I didn't give him the shit she gave me for him. I kept it, or I forgot to give him, or I told him about it, but he wasn't paying attention. I did something wrong to my phone, but hopefully it doesn't fuck this up. And so, anyways, long story short, it was like an '80s purse, and I loved it. It had a chain, it was like pink and blue or some shit, and I found a roach in it, and I'm sitting in the bus bench across from McDonald's, and of course I wanted McDonald's, but I was happy, and there was cops down the block too, and I didn't give a fuck. This is in like 2017, and maybe it was 2018 when we broke up. Like my wrench, this is what this is. My wrench and my anniversary 12/10/16. I rounded it off. I don't remember the fuck I met him. Oh shit. Perdóname. Perdóname. Cógelo. Oh. Ooh, good thing I'm wearing a diaper. That time it was poop. See? It's lovely. It's lovely getting old. I got a fucked up stomach and shit. I need medicine. Anyways, TMI. But this is alright. This is everything I say is TMI. So, I smoked my little roach and calmed down and went back to deal with the drama. And because our crib got taken over by Tucci and the Tucci Queens and all that shit, fucking Sylvia Nelson and Jaylene and all the other people that kept coming around. Because we were trying to protect Nelson because he was banned from Hialeah. He was only allowed to be there from 4 p.m. I think it was from 4 p.m. to, I don't know, some shit, because he got caught, he was on the news, he was a booster and he boosted from Home Depot. And I was mad too, because this other guy, I think his name was Frankie, I don't remember, I'm just guessing. He was fucking fine, but I wasn't gonna fuck with him, he was an escort too. Like, okay, he tried to fuck me once, like, you want to be fucked? I'm like, bro, we're like brother and sister. I'm like, no, but really, yeah. And I don't want Flacco to find that out. But they took care of Jaylene, and I was proud to hear that story. She got what was coming to her. And apparently she was raped. Yeah, right. All I know, she got punched in the face and fucked. So, yeah, payback's a bitch. You ask for it, you get it, right? And it was probably a lie anyways. I don't care, but I still just said that, like, it's not your fault. Rape is never your fault, is what I told her. I tried to, like, talk some sense into the hoe, but that was impossible. And, So whatever, I come back and the van's on fire. And who rescued the van? Nelson. I think it was Nelson Nacito. I'm guessing that's his name because I can't remember all their names. I just know who I'm talking about, and it's irrelevant to anybody else. This is for me. This is my therapy, and if it helps anybody, great. So, so the van gets lit on fire. It's not their van, you know. It's nobody's van because she likes to huff. She was huffing the fucking. I bought that stuff that you spray on the stuff to seal it from the rain. I found it. They had a whole display of it at Dollar Tree. It was 2 coats, and I got one for him. And I told him because I used to always find good shit at Dollar Tree and shit. Because I shop at Dollar General, Dollar Tree, and Mini Market, which was like a little tiny. It was in a warehouse, and I want to go there again. When I go back to Condo House, I'm going to. I hope it's still there. It's a Spanish supermarket, and it's cheap. They got a cafeteria in there too. They didn't always have a cafeteria, if I remember correctly. But it's a little bit bulk, a little bit wholesale, and stuff you don't find anywhere else. And like when I had my sardines, and they're like, "You must be pregnant because you're eating that shit," and they were like, "Ew." Tony's like, "Ew, I'm not eating that." Who is it? You know that person? Are you in there? I need to get laid, bro. Not you though. Well, he's talking about sex with me. It's been a while, bro. This celebration's gonna stop. I'm in Miami now. Everybody's beautiful over here. Not those fucking crystal meth hillbillies. So that just reminds me of the comedian with drinking her crystal meth pee. It's really gross, but I get you, girl. I get you. She came out with crystal meth pee. So, Dave Chappelle, oh yeah, I'll eat some dog dick. He's reading the newspaper with the worms in Chinese. I'm gonna take a nap. Can you dim the lights? Lights his cigarette with his toenail. I watched this shit again. This shit's fucking classic. This is so funny. And hey, I gotta tell you some nice little crack. I smoke rocks. Baby, I got you the biggest rock ever. I love you. Will you marry me? Yeah, until the rock is gone. No, I'm kidding. So, anyways. See, this is when you're a loner, man. You don't need company, right? I make my own self fucking laugh. I entertain myself. But let's get more serious here. Composure. It's just hilarious to me now, after the fact, all of it, you know? It's like the fucking, like, the best sitcom ever. Like when fucking, what's his face? What was, Lazaro was his name, right? I can't remember his nickname. Lachi Lazaro. Salazar. My adopted son. But then I because I used to call him brother. And we were close. I think we were close for him being Flacco's friend, you know? He defended me. He had a gun in his back when they were robbing Flacco when we were getting kicked out. And I was going hysterical because Tino got fed up for squatting and Flacco kept cutting the lock on the and breaking back into the warehouse. And before the eviction notice was put up, because I think they did eventually put one up. I need a lighter again, but I'm not gonna bother her. So I'll save it. So he's taking all the shit, removing all the shit, and it's not his shit to touch. Because he has everything spread out everywhere, and it was not organized right, but he knew where everything was at. And it wasn't his to touch or remove from the place. You know, everything had a lot of value. But he's doing it anyways, and I get why. But I told Chino, like, there was this real loser that was one of Chino's friends that was accused of being a pedophile, and I believe him. He was like that. He was gross. And I told Chino to go take his little dick that he was something about having a little dick and being a sellout or whatever, and the guy was gonna say he was gonna kill me, but Lazaro was there and he was right in the middle and he had his gun right behind him and he stepped in the middle and I ran running. I said some more shit to them. I didn't give a fuck and I took off to go call my man and tell him what was happening and get help. But like, I was inside Dollar General once too, way later. and I hadn't seen Laz and or Lachi. I rather call him Lachi. And I hadn't seen him because we helped him out too. We let him squat without permission from Chino, but then Chino worked with him, and he became part of our circle. And it was usually just me, Lazaro. I mean, yeah, me, Lazaro, Lazaro Salazar, and I like his wife too. I didn't like her at first, but she's actually pretty alright. It's just like to me, she was a little bit like inappropriate in front of Flaco, and at first, but I wasn't sure. I just knew she really liked him because I asked her what she wanted for her birthday, and I gave her perfume, and she said she wanted him, and that's cool because she got him, because he was with this other girl that was terrible. And he walked up with her, and I said, "What about this?" He goes, "Oh, don't worry, I got it under control." She was a real bitch, and I never liked her. And she was introduced to Flaco before me because I was in the hospital conveniently. Who knows who else was fucking there when I wasn't there, fucking my man in my bed or whatever. And I remember when I was all clean, he introduced me to Lazaro, and he was like, and the place was a nightmare, and I'm scrubbing the walls and shit, and came home to a nightmare and of a place, and he's look at my wife, she's so pretty, right? She's all clean, and then he didn't want to give me nothing, and I just wanted a little tiny piece, and I had gotten some weed, because I'm more into weed, really. Like crack isn't my drug of choice, weed is, but medicinally, it's just that I was with a bunch of crackheads, and crack is good if you like it. Hey man, anybody out there smoke crack? They understand, and that's why they say it's really addictive because you either like it or you don't. Like heroin, I don't like heroin. I tried it, never shot it. I snorted it, and it makes me vomit, dizzy, and pass out. That's not fun. Plus, I hated like seeing people drool on themselves and shit. Like this guy in the hotel that I met Lazar in, I was going around, knocking on doors trying to get something, because back then I wasn't really like I had just lost my crib and shit, and I had a baby and everything. I just relapsed. I wasn't like a Biscayne Boulevard whore yet, Like I said, Lazaro taught me the ropes with his baby's mama, but they were the easiest, best solution for homelessness at the time. And I ended up falling for him. So, I was in this room, and I can't remember the girl's name, but I heard she was found in a dumpster, that they choked her or some shit. And she was pretty nice, and she's like, if you're patient, maybe he'll give you something. And I was chilling in there in the chair, and I was waiting, and he told me if I got him ice, he'd give me a nickel. And then when we was trying to get it from him, it was really hard. And she said, "Come on, you promised her." So she helped me. And he was drooling, and I was wiping his drool off of him because he was on heroin. Just like the prostitute that stole the cop car that was on the news or some shit that I used to watch when I would go to my mom's house. She was really pretty, and come to find out she was out there for 12 years. Since she was 12 years old. Like, when I was shocked by some of the stuff that she was doing when I met her. And the dealer's like, "Come on, man, I've known her since she was 12. Like, she's been out here a long time." And I was like, damn, that's sad. Just like she told me that her dad, when she was a baby, gave her a hit of crack and had her suck his dick. So she was pregnant again and talking to us, asking if she should keep it, I think, or if she looked fat or something, and she was gorgeous, like a model, like she should have been a stripper instead. But I guess like she couldn't handle it. She had a nice boyfriend once, and we weren't supposed to tell her that we were smoking, tell him that we were smoking. But I was waiting for her to take my head, and I was like, "Fuck, god damn it," like, can we do it yet? And she was tweaking because she had to go out, and she didn't want to. And she was really nice. Can't remember her name, but I remember I saw her after the baby, and I had groceries, and I had some money, and I gave her $5. But I had my kid, I think then. No, I didn't. I don't know what was going on, but I was clean. And she was walking, and I was leaving. It was nighttime, and she was walking the street, and she looked pitiful. And I asked her about the baby. She goes, "What am I going to do? Be out here with a stroller?" And I was like, "Hey, you got a point." And I don't know what I said to her, but I gave her money. I might have given her more. I think it was just $5, though. I couldn't really afford more. Plus, she had no problem coming up with money, really. And that was the life she chose. By that point, she had plenty of chances to stop However, she was cool too. But she was one of the ones too that would like put razor blades in her mouth and shit. I was like, fuck, you're a gangster, man. Mm-mm. Um, and uh, I just like was actually kind of. I thought it was cool to meet her, and like there was another one, a black girl, that she sang like an angel when we got busted, and we got busted for something. I don't know, but I don't know. It wasn't when in the thing that I got busted first because I didn't get in trouble. I got busted once, but you know, misdemeanor for I was the first girl they got, and but I remember being because it was this other girl that I knew that was a dancer, and she got like really gorgeous, you know, and she bought all her appearance. She was obnoxious to get high with, and I knew my man wanted to fuck her, Lazaro, when I was my husband, or already did, or some shit. And we had to be in somebody else's room once, and that's the worst. And like, especially when they don't want to let you get out the door because they're tripping, or the cops are there and raiding the hotel. So, um, and of course they get greedy; they want all your shit. So I didn't want to work, you know. And then when it's turned to return the favor, they don't. But she thought she was like the best one out there because she looked like a Playboy person, you know, like, or a Cardi B or whatever. No, let me not insult Cardi B. I'm sorry. I can't remember her name though. She was ratchet though. She was Akarosa. And um, I was just grossed out that a lot of us slept with the same people. But what was I gonna say? Oh, we were all in the van, you know. She was being obnoxious and stupid. But there was a black girl, and I can't remember her name. I think she babysitted Lazaro's son before, back in the day. All I know is that she fucking started singing, and I almost cried. I was like, "You have that voice? Like, where did that come from?" You know, there was a guy, King, that I met in Brown Soap, and he could sing too. And he like kind of one night he took care of me like out there, and he always told me that I was like a princess and beautiful and a queen and stupid shit like that. He never like really disrespected me or anything or tried to act like tough, you know. And we were hanging out on the bus bench once, sharing, and he told me how like because I was talking shit about people, but only because they were talking shit about me and mistreating me, and some of the people were really bad and whatever, and he was telling me some things, you know, like like I said before, like a lot of my friends have had careers and shit, you know, and they had lives, and it's just they're old and they don't give a fuck no more, you know. They're gonna die soon anyways, I guess, and or whatever reason it is, you know, it's not. There's gray side. There's gray. It's not always black and white. And point of most of my stories, we fucking bust our ass out there, whether we're poor, whether we're on drugs, or whatever we're doing, you know, and it's not always legal. So, um, he told me something about I think it was church or what it was, but he started singing, and I was like, he had a voice of an angel too, and he was scary. Don't get me wrong, he was scary. And I ran into him another time. We were working at the barbecue pit way later, and Vanessa, always remembers me. And I couldn't place him right away because he looked different. His hair was shorter and older. He was older. He's older than me, and he he was like that he was working there now or whatever. He was doing good. He worked there before too, and I kept telling him I wanted to try this chicken, And so that night, before I got in the car, like we were hanging out, and I didn't want to get in that guy's car. And that guy was a jerk. It was only $10, and it was the ones that they put on the fucking dash, and you can't touch it till you're done, kind of shit. And he was a white guy with glasses, and he was a fucking medical, like in the medical field, and he was creepy. There was other guys too, there's some like creepy white dudes, Jeffrey Dahmer and shit, that come around sometimes. But I don't know what's worse, the whites or the blacks. All I know is that I got lucky with the Cubans. And so just like one guy told me afterwards that he was a cop. I don't know if he was telling me the truth or not. And his car wouldn't start, so I didn't give a fuck because he didn't arrest me. And there was another guy that I've known since I was young that I'd run into every now and then. It was really nice, and he's supposed to be still part of the police department, and but he owns his own like contracting business or some shit, and his wife passed away. She was in recovery, if I remember correctly, because I gave him a book one day when I was in recovery. I met him when I was with Lazaro, and I still know him now, but I haven't seen him in a while. And he gives me $40, but he won't go into. He's like, I'm not going into the trap to drop you off or whatever the fuck. And like, he's just a nice guy, and I don't remember his name, but I'm not gonna like out him like that anyway. But I remember the $40. I went straight to Checkers, man. Spent 10 and went home. And one time that day that I had to jump out of a car, that Chico rescued me, I was dirty and not feeling good, and I had this long jumper that was tie-dyed that this lady gave me, that was my friend, the one that I talked about before, that fed me and gave me flip-flops when I had no shoes so I wouldn't catch a cold. Well, I would get this stuff under my breast for not bathing, like from sweating and stuff. And they call it mongo, like whatever. It's like a yeast infection under your boobs. You gotta put cream and it burns, and it gets red because I got big boobs. And sometimes it blisters. It depends. And there was a time when it was so bad I couldn't walk, and that's how come I missed the Martin Luther King parade. I had to go to the hospital, and the black cop helped me, but the other cop wouldn't, because he was stationed to do the barricades and couldn't help me. So I had to walk even further to the black cop that actually did help me. And I'm sitting on the ground and suffering and stinky and gross. So this guy picks me up, and he won't stop driving far, like really far. And I know that's one of the tricks when they're going to do something wrong, and he wouldn't give me money. And he puts me in the back of the car. And when he saw it, he freaked out, but I warned him. And then he wants to say that my vagina stunk too, which it didn't. And I explained to him, I had already told him I was homeless and I needed a fucking shower, you know? And so whatever, like I'm half naked in the back, and then I don't know what to do. And a truck luckily pulled up from behind, and he panicked. So I saw my opportunity when we was crossing the main street, going higher, away from my location that I didn't know where the fuck I was at. I jumped out of the car, and he's like, what the fuck are you doing? And I was like, getting away from you. What do you think I'm doing? I'm not dumb. And I remember I had two outfits on. And I remember like taking it off, like broad daylight, because I was having to get anyways, and like fixing myself. And I was just happy. But the point is, early in the morning, I was out the bus bench, and my friend was going to work, and he saw me and picked me up just to talk to me. And he gave me $5 because I begged him, and I was broke, and plus he was nice like that. So he's like, here, get some coffee or something. And I was like, okay, thanks. So I had that $5 on me, and I was all the way, like Northwest 27th, and I want to say like a 90th, around 90th. That's where I ended up. And there's a food giant, I think, over there. Not food giant, a supermarket, Spanish supermarket, Top Value or something. And so whatever, I went up to some Spanish guy that was cleaning his yard and called my friends, and nobody answered. I called Free, but Free has a scooter, and I know he would have done something to get me. But I see him like a brother, and boys, he's hot. He's like, looks like T.I., and he's so good in bed. But I don't know, whatever. He's not part of the circle anymore. I owe him money. He put it down from 300 to 100. I think he knows he's never getting it. The last time we saw him, we always bump into each other. Like I go to get my bus, he's coming out, or I could turn the corner to go Checkers, he's walking with Checkers, and he's the one that took me to my son to get my food stamp card on the scooter. And I didn't want to go back on the scooter because it was scary. And I told him, you got what you needed, go have fun, and I'll make it home. And I ended up getting on to Chico later, but before that, I had to walk quite a distance. And I was trying to figure out how to get to the main street. And I passed on like a little bodega or whatever, or a little convenience store, but there was a lot of Latinos. That area, there was a lot of Spanish people. And I knew I could have got something there, but I wasn't stupid. And I used my $5 to get scratch-offs. and tried my luck. I don't remember what else I got, but I didn't spend all of it. So then I walked and I found a black lighter, a black Vic, brand new on the street. Woo! Got excited about it. I was just happy to get raped, like I got away from that guy. But it was kind of sucked. It was early in the morning. It was getting later, and I was broke and stranded, and I just wanted to go back and chill on the couch. So I called my friend Chico, and because he had told me he lived in that area, that he had a house there. He has several houses or whatever. He moved. He got a better one. So he's like the main guy that would help me like with everything all the time. My mail would go to his address. He's married. He's got kids. I know his kids. I've known him for years. And he's, to me, whether he's good to anybody else, he's good to me. Like, I called him yesterday for $20. He sent my ID and everything, my debit card and ID. He mailed it to me when I was in rehab. I owed him $3,000 once. Like, that's how good he was to me. And he'd always come to my rescue, like, when I would, like, be losing it and shit. Or, like, he would not always show up on time, but when he said he was coming, he would show up, most of the time, unless he got busy. And took me to Social Security, took me to get my ID. I mean, yeah, he needed his money, and my card was locked, but that's not the point. The point is that he didn't have to do all that. And he could have, like, he would threaten to beat my ass, but he never did. And gives me good advice and never propositioned me and none of that shit. So, and I would tell him things that were private, that were going on with me, that I was embarrassed about or upset about, And he's like I see him like an older brother. And so he picked me up. He said, yeah. I said, I'm sorry to bother you, but can you come give me a ride back to Ann's house? Because I had to jump out of this guy's car and I don't have no money. I have $10 because I went in the supermarket to buy another scratch off, or my last $2 in scratch offs, and I didn't win. So I kept walking to catch the bus back down. And the guy doing the cards hollered at me, but he didn't have a lot of money, so I made $10 off of him real quick. And I had $10 in my pocket, and this nice guy with a phone, another Spanish guy, let me borrow his phone to call Chico, and Chico gave me a ride back. And I didn't think he was going to give me anything because the $10 was for gas, but he still, took care of me and dropped me off, and I was fine. And I told him the story when I got there, and everything was good, and I wanted to just continue my day. I don't remember the rest of that day, but how could I? That was bad enough, right? And there's so many stories. The one time that I did it, Sunday morning, which most Sundays were good. I'm not talking about tricking because I started panicking. I stopped tricking mostly, like a long time ago. It was usually regulars or like once in a blue moon or through somebody I trusted, that they knew the person. And I don't even like to call it that. I say I'm a hustler, And so this morning this guy picks me up, and I should have known something was wrong about him, but I didn't. You never really know. The ones that you least expect are the ones that are like really crazy. And long story short, I didn't check and this was in daylight on the side of the road, main road, parked in front of a building that was closed. And he said he was a security guard or something, and he was a young guy, not real young, but younger than me. And oh God, I just thought about a good one. So anyways, it was my first outing of the day, my Sunday morning that I'd rather be in church. And I was crying on the bus bench after because I didn't realize, I slipped up. I didn't realize, or how would I have known before I closed the door, It didn't have a handle. Maybe before I get in the car, if I ever was to get in the car again, you have to do that. I could check ahead of time. Either way, if they're going to do it, they're going to do it. So, and I haven't, I've fought before, but it's worse when you fight. And I don't want to kill nobody or hurt nobody because I don't want to get in trouble for it. Because you still got to do some kind of time, I think. Or probably just my luck, because that happens to some people. And or deal with the family retaliating or whatever the fuck, who knows. All I know is that it's kind of hard to stab a person, and he made me do it for free, oral. And next time I'll pay you, whatever. Because as soon as I noticed and I tried to get in the car and I couldn't, I tried to stick my hand through the window to get out. Of course, he rolls up the window, you know. And it was basically like if I didn't do it, you know, it was gonna happen regardless. So I had no choice. So I was on the bus bench crying, you know. I don't remember how I made money that day or what happened. So that was a fucked up Sunday. Today's a better day than yesterday. Who is that?
This is me.
Okay, I'm gonna stop talking.